Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Sunday, May 28, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link to our Patreon in the description and comments section below. San Francisco Giants vs Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are 5-1 in their last 6 games versus a starter with a whip greater than 1.30, 4-1 in their last 5 home games versus a right-handed starter, and 6-2 in their last 8 Sunday games. The Giants are hot, but I feel comfortable betting on the Brewers to bounce back in the series finale at home. Ray gave up just 3 runs in 6 innings in his outing against San Francisco earlier this month, but I believe he'll be even better Sunday. He was in command in his last appearance versus the Astros and will follow that up with another solid showing tomorrow. Bet on the home team to win straight up to end the week on a high note. Brewers money line. Milwaukee won its previous series over Houston with consecutive shutout wins. Unfortunately, it didn't generate any momentum from those victories, losing resoundingly in the first 2 games versus San Francisco. The Brewers still lead the NL Central by a half game. Ray will make the start for the home team Sunday afternoon. The righty won his last outing, holding Houston scoreless in 5.1 innings. He was knocked out of the game early in his previous start by Kansas City, giving up 4 runs on 6 hits in 3.2 innings. Ray has a 29-15 KBB ratio in 2023. Take the under. Toronto Blue Jays vs Minnesota Twins. Toronto managed to pick up a win in the opening game of the series Friday night to stop their slump that had seen them drop 7 of their previous 8 contests. The Blue Jays improved to 27-25 on the year with a win and stood in the basement of the AL East, 10.5 games behind the Rays for the top spot in the division. On Friday night, Toronto did all their scoring in the 3rd inning and managed to make it hold up for the win. George Springer, run, Bo Bichette, run, 2 RBI, Kevin Kiermaier, run, RBI, and Whit Merrifield each had 2 hits in the win for the Blue Jays. Kiermaier, his 4th, and Bichette, his 10th, each homered in the victory. Kevin Gausman, 3-3, earned the win on the mound as he threw 5.1 innings, allowing 1 run on 4 hits with 5 walks and 8 strikeouts. Jordan Romano, the 4th Blue Jays reliever, worked the 9th, allowing no runs on 1 hit with no walks or strikeouts for his 11th save of the year. Toronto picked up the win in the opening game of the series, but it's a little rough when you consider backing them here. Barrios, for all his success at Target Field, had that success when he pitched for the Twins, as opposed to being the visiting team. On the road this season, Barrios is 2-3 with a 5.60 ERA, a 1.359 whip with 9 walks and 31 strikeouts over 35.1 innings of work. In his career, he owns a 4.92 ERA in 98 starts spanning 536 innings on the road, while allowing 91 homers in that span. Ober has pitched pretty well this season, his last start notwithstanding. In addition, he has had great success pitching at home. The Twins are in dire straits right now and need to earn a win. Give them a slight advantage in this contest as they earn the win on getaway day. Our team pick is Minnesota Twins. Minnesota suffered their 6th loss in their last 8 games as they were unable to generate timely hits in their loss to the Blue Jays Friday night. The Twins entered Saturday 26-25 on the season and still hold a narrow 2-game lead over the Tigers for the top spot in the AL Central race. On Friday, Minnesota finished with 5 hits, with no player having more than 1 in the game. Kyle Garlick drove in the lone run for the Twins, who finished a miserable 1-for-9 with runners in scoring position in the game while leaving 13 men on base. Louis Varland, 2-1, turned in a quality start yet took the loss as he allowed 3 runs on 7 hits with no walks and 3 strikeouts over 6 innings of work. The over has hit in 7 of the last 9 games against one another, so go with over 8.5 runs in this game. Washington Nationals vs Kansas City Royals. The Nationals played well over the past week and they've won 4 of their last 6 games. They will try to keep the momentum going with another win over the Royals, which will give them their 5th win in their last 7 games and the series win. Washington is averaging 4.31 runs per game. Their .267 batting average is 3rd in the league. Their .330 on-base percentage is 8th, while their .390 slugging percentage is 20th. Joey Menezes leads Washington with a .305 batting average and 28 RB, while Lane Thomas leads the team with 8 home runs. Washington's pitching hasn't been good, with the team giving up 4.75 runs per game. Opponents have a .261 batting average against the Nationals, which is 25th in the league. Their 4.56 ERA is 22nd, while their 1.44 whip is 25th. In his last start, McKenzie gave up 7 hits and 3 runs in 4.2 innings, leading to a 7-4 loss to San Diego. They will need a better effort from him if they want to get the win. The Royals have lost 6 of their last 7 games and 3 of their last 4 home games. Despite their slump, they are playing well offensively, scoring 18 runs in their last 3 home games. But they will struggle offensively in this game because McKenzie has done a good job on the mound for the Nationals, especially on the road where he has given up 11 runs in 5 starts. He gave up 7 runs in his last 3 starts and will keep Kansas City's offense in check. The Nationals have won 4 of their last 6 games. They are playing well offensively and scored 18 runs in their last 3 road games. Even though the Royals haven't announced their starter for this game, expect the Nationals to continue playing well offensively because Kansas City's starters have struggled this season and none of them have a winning record nor an ERA that is less than 4.00. Their bullpen is also the 3rd worst in the league, so don't expect them to be able to bail out their starter in this game. Go with Washington to cover the money line. The Royals didn't play well over the past week and they've lost 6 of their last 7 games. They will try to turn things around with a win over the Nationals, which will give them their 2nd win in their last 8 games. Kansas City is averaging 4 runs per game. Their .231 batting average is 24th in the league. Their .295 on base percentage is 30th, while their .384 slugging percentage is 24th. Salvador Perez has been the big bat for Kansas City. He leads the team with a .283 batting average, 11 home runs, and 31 RBI. Kansas City's pitching hasn't been good, with the team giving up 5.44 runs per game. Opponents have a .263 batting average against the Royals, which is 26th in the league. Their 5.29 ERA is 29th, while their 1.47 WHIP is 28th. They will need a good performance from their pitching staff if they want to win this game. Give me the over. Cincinnati Reds vs Chicago Cubs. The Reds will have Graham Ashcraft on the mound on Sunday. Ashcraft is struggling. He squandered 7 runs in 5 innings against the Cardinals last time out and was charged with another loss. The young starter had a promising April but has been horrible in May, allowing 27 runs in 23.1 innings pitched this month and enters with a 5.57 ERA and a 1.48 WHIP, accompanied by a 2-3 record in 53.1 innings pitched on the season. He has been clobbered by the Cubs, surrendering 24 runs, 22 earned, in 16.2 innings, along with an 0-4 record. Cincinnati has been more competitive on the road as of late, going 4-3 in their last 7 road games entering Saturday. They won 2 of 4 home meetings against the Cardinals this week. The offense is getting hot, scoring 22 runs in the series against the Cards and collecting 9 runs in a dominating road win in Friday's series opener. The Cincinnati Reds will be competitive in this one. They are a solid 4-2 in their last 6 games, including a dominating 9-0 win Friday's series opener and an 8-5 win on Saturday. The Chicago Cubs have not been a reliable squad to back recently and dropped 7 of their last 10 games. Furthermore, the Reds bats got to Cubs starter Drew Smyly in the only meeting this season, accumulating 7 runs in 4.2 innings in a 7-6 Reds win. Smyly is a lefty, and the Reds are dangerous against lefties, sporting a remarkable .818 OPS against left-handed starters, compared to only a .655 OPS against right-handed starters. Our team pick is Cincinnati Reds plus 1.5 runs. Drew Smyly will be on the hill in the final game of the series. Smyly resumed his solid play in his latest outing, holding the Mets to only 2 runs on 4 hits in 5 innings, and collected the win. The veteran left-hander is having a spectacular year, conceding 2 or fewer runs in 8 of his 10 outings, and is sporting a 2.93 ERA and a 0.98 WHIP, complemented by a 5-1 record in 55.1 innings pitched. Smyly squandered 7 runs, 6 earned, in 4.2 innings against the Reds in his first start of the season and has a solid 3.89 ERA and a 5-1 record in 41.2 career innings against the rivals. Chicago is in the middle of a long 9-game homestand. They collected 2 victories and 3 decisions against the Mets prior to this series, ending a streak of 4 consecutive series defeats. The Cubs had a winning record at one point in April but have been inconsistent, especially on the mound, and are 3-7 in their last 10 clashes. Both teams will be leaving town following this game, so I expect a quick, fairly low-scoring affair. Take the under 8.5 runs. New York Mets vs Colorado Rockies. Despite dropping the series opener, New York is 7-3 in its last 10 games. The Mets are 2 games over .500 and 4.5 games out of first place in the competitive NL East. New York scores 4.35 runs per game, 20th, and hits .243, 19th, with a .714 OPS, 19th. It's hit 58 long balls, 16th, and stole 35 bases, 15th, in 2023. The Mets pitching staff sports a 4.57 ERA, 23rd, and a 1.34 WHIP, 22nd, with 12 quality starts. The Rockies are 1-4 in their last 5 versus a team with a winning record and 10-21 in their last 31 games versus a starter with a whip greater than 1.30. The Mets are 8-0 in their last 8 games, with a total set at 11.0 or higher, and 39-17 in their last 56 during Game 3 of a series. New York is a consistent team both at home and on the road, as well as against left-handed pitchers and right-handed pitchers. Its day and night game splits are about the same, too. In what I'm predicting will be a high-scoring game, I'm backing the better, more consistent team to win straight up at -135 odds. The Rockies are 19-25 SU this season as underdogs, and the Mets are 21-17 SU as favorites. New York's high-powered offense will come to life versus Gomer, who has surrendered 11 home runs this season, tied for 4th most in MLB. Bet on the visitors to edge out the home team before heading home to the Big Apple. Our team pick is Mets money line. The Rockies are in last place in the NL West, but they're not the laughingstock other last-place teams are. 8 games under .500, they can get back into the wild card race with a hot streak before the end of June. The under was 8-1 in the last 11 meetings between these teams in Colorado and 17-5-2 in the last 24 meetings overall. Take the under 12 runs.